Hey guys, what's going on? This is RJ from Game News USA, and today I want to go ahead and give my review of the Sonic 3 movie. Now, I will say I will do my best to avoid spoilers, because I know the movie is still kind of freshly out, and I'd hate to spoil everything for the audience ahead of time. So, I kindly ask in the comments below, if you've seen the Sonic movie, let me know what you thought about it. Try not to give out spoilers if you can. And just, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. So let's jump right into it. To understand the Sonic 3 movie, we need to understand the game series and the previous two movies. And I could say, growing up as a kid, Sonic was one of the best franchises in gaming. One of the funnest franchises in gaming, and even for a time went toe-to-toe with Mario himself for supremacy in 90s platforming. However, at some point, Sonic did fall on hard times. A long chunk of mediocre games brought down the overall quality of the series. However, in recent years, things have seemed to turn around somewhat. Sonic releases have been met with more positive reviews, and the overall image of the character has been greatly enhanced. But a lot of that is not even due to the games. A lot of that is due to these movies. The first Sonic movie and the second Sonic movie, and this franchise has a movie, is being considered one of the best video game adaptations in films. The CGI and the animations are crisp. The acting is coherent and decent and has some big name actors in it, such as Jim Carrey. The movies are funny, witty, and they're both funny for adults and for children alike, and appeal to people of all ages. So I was very excited to see, after we got the first Sonic movie, which turned out to be better than expected, and the second Sonic movie, which involved Knuckles, that was really funny at times, really funny, that we would be getting this third movie. Now, I will say, I do believe this third movie is the best in the series, but I actually believe it's less funny than the first two. Now, let me explain what I'm talking about. I think the action is the best in this movie compared to the other two. But I did laugh less with this movie than I did with the second movie in particular. I thought the second movie had more funny moments than this one. But the action is better in this movie. I was definitely really excited to see them talking about Shadow. I thought the overall story was better, and it reminded me a lot of Sonic Adventure Battle 2 and its storyline. I will say Jim Carrey as Eggman crushed it once again, stole the show once again with his humor. He had the funniest parts, easily by far, in this movie. It's about what I expected to happen. And overall, I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. It does have a mid-credits, post-credit Easter egg in there, which does tease another Sonic movie. I will spoil that the franchise looks like it's continuing. I don't know if that's the right move. It seems like they could stop right here with 3, and it would be fine. But money talks, and this movie is doing great in the box office, vastly outbeating Mufasa the Lion King, which you guys obviously know I liked a lot and had a lot of praise to give that movie. In fact, I do like Mufasa the Lion King more than I liked Sonic 3. That being said, Sonic 3 is still a very quality movie, and I do suggest watching it. I still would suggest watching the first two movies before you watch this movie, because there will be references that you won't quite understand from the first two movies and who certain people are. You must watch the whole thing as a trilogy. I even had forgotten things from the first and second movie that are in the third movie that made me go, oh yeah, I remember that. So, I definitely suggest you watch the first 2 movies first, at least, before you jump into the third. Overall, I highly recommend this movie. Whether you're a fan of the games, a fan of just a casual moviegoer who is somewhat interested at the very least in Sonic, there isn't a lot of people, I would say, steer away from this movie. You almost have to actively dislike Sonic for me to suggest to somebody to stay away from it. So overall, my experience, I would give this movie an 8.5 out of 10. I can't quite give it a 9, which is what I gave Mufasa, which is a high standard for me. Very rarely do I give out 10s. A good example of a comedy that's a 10, a comedy action movie that's a 10, is Deadpool and Wolverine. So compared to that, this movie scales up at about an 8.5 for me. So what do you guys think? Are you interested in watching the Sonic movie? Have you already seen it? Definitely let me know what you think. As far as Sonic 4 goes, I'm not sure what they can do. I feel like that has to be the last movie, right? Sonic 4, whenever that comes out, has to be the last one based on the Easter egg. Again, I don't want to get any spoilers. I would love to talk about the story. I would love to go over every scene and what I thought about this or that. I will say, though, if you've ever played Sonic Adventure 2, just play that game. And it sort of is the movie adaptation for that, the best it can be. It's not quite, and that's fine. It doesn't need to be the exact same. Watch the cutscenes for that, and it's very comparable to this movie overall. So again, 2 thumbs up. Didn't even look at the movie critics, what they had to say. Didn't give a shit what they had to say. I was going to see this movie regardless and just give my thoughts. It looks like, though, from what I've briefly seen, I'm giving it a little bit better scores than what the reviewers gave. But that's because you are talking to a video game fan, and I'm a fan of games, and I'm a gamer. And when I can get a good video game adaptation in theaters, I'm going to definitely give it 2 thumbs up. Anyway, guys, peace for now. RJ Game News USA out. Have a good one.